Zhou Zhong's mouth, wide open from shock, slowly closed. He looked up at Fang Yuan as if he was looking at a monster and asked, "Is your immortal zombie appearance fake? How can an immortal zombie scheme all this?" Fang expected Zhou Zhong to suddenly calm down. He immediately had a bad feeling. Tai Bai Yunsheng, who was beside him, spoke with compassion. "Give up, Zhou Zhong. Even if you become a slave, I can promise that you will never be treated unfairly. I will also not limit your freedom during normal times. I will only ask for your service during critical times. Let these Feathermen behind you live in my blessed land from now on. Rest assured, I will not be harsh on them or maltreat them. I will also pay corresponding rewards for their work." Sigh. Tai Bai Yunsheng heaved a sigh. His benevolent nature had emerged again. However, Zhou Zhong shook his head slightly 3 times. The smile on the corners of Fang Yuan's lips disappeared as his expression turned grave. Afterwards, he saw that the Gu immortal Zhou Zhong suddenly turned around towards the large group of Feathermen and gave a deep bow. "Everyone." Zhou Zhong's tone was extremely calm, but it revealed a decisive intent. His voice was not loud, but it resounded in everyone's ears. "I have done all of you a disservice. This world only has the Gu immortal Zhou Zhong, the Featherman Zhou Zhong, but there will absolutely not be a slave Zhou Zhong. It was truly a shame that I could not protect you all. Goodbye." He then suddenly spread his wings. The wings of Feathermen were not wide like eagle wings or thick like vulture wings, but were slender and exquisite. "Zhou Zhong, what is the point of this? Stop quickly." Tai Bai Yunsheng was shocked and wanted to stop him. But how could he stop a Gu immortal who was seeking death of his own accord? Zhou Zhong suddenly flapped his wings and flew towards the sky. While flying towards the sky, he shouted, "I, Zhou Zhong, I'm a Featherman. I will not become a slave." At this moment, everyone's gazes were gathered on him. He violated the agreement. He stepped on the ground and was successfully trapped by Fang Yuan, becoming a slave. However, Zhou Zhong was not willing and went against the agreement on his own initiative. The information path immortal killer move on him erupted. The intense backlash that he could not endure assaulted Zhou Zhong's entire body. The more Zhou Zhong flew, the slower he became. His 2 wings were also becoming difficult to move. Right now, his appearance of flying in the sky was like that of an old man who was approaching death and stumbling on his legs, but still kept on climbing towards a precipitous peak. His whole body started crystallizing rapidly, and soon he turned into a transparent glass crystal statue. His 2 wings turned into crystal glass, like objects moving no longer. However, his eyes were still gazing at the blue sky, not even sparing a glance at Fang Yuan and Tai Bai Yunsheng, the gaze carrying endless bravery and decisiveness. He then started to slowly fall down to the ground. His whole body started to crumble apart while falling. First his head, then his chest, his wings, stomach, then his legs. Before landing on the ground, he had already turned into a sheet of broken glass and crystal fragments. There was no wind in Tai Bai blessed land. These crystal glass fragments, however, seemed to flutter. The more they fluttered, the more they crumbled. They continued to break apart until they disintegrated in the air. "Zhou Zhong," Tai Bai Yunsheng mumbled in a daze. Indeed, this guy. Fang Yuan's expression was dark. He did not make Tai Bai Yunsheng revive Zhou Zhong. One who was not afraid of even death and was not willing to be a slave simply had no value.